Good morning.
Good morning.
One of our subjects for this month is talent. And you've got all kinds of talent wandering around the community with the Sierra Arts Trails and all that, this weekend. And also there's another art show coming up next weekend, Saturday, in Fresno. So if you're in Fresno at that time, there are invitations over there on the table, and there are all kinds of artists, and it's at the Northwest Baptist Church, and they even feed you. So if you're there, you might enjoy that. I've got a couple.
Are you showing there?
I beg your pardon?
Are you showing there?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I've got 3 incidences that I wanted to tell you about that kind of have to do with that creativity phase of things. I had gone out garage sailing because I needed frames for the art show, and I wasn't really having any luck. And then into this garage sale comes this student who was from my classes in Fresno Adult School. And she's just somebody that's really, really friendly, and as our conversation went on, she knew that I was looking for frames, and she said, "Oh, I inherited a whole bunch of frames, and I don't want them, I don't need them, I've got boxes of them, and I will not only give them to you, I will bring them over." And so she did that. So how's that for instant manifestation? And then another similar kind of thing involves Elaine Wright, who is sitting here and came with me from Fresno. She's going to join the practitioner staff here and will be your practitioner of the day next Sunday. And a week ago, she had gone up with her family to Oregon to visit another member of the family, Amy. And in the course of the conversation between the family members, they started talking about their Uncle Doug, who had worked for Time magazine, and he, before he died, he had totally typeset this cookbook. And so he gave a copy of that to Elaine and to all of her children. But they found out that Amy, who they had gone to visit, had never gotten one. So they felt kind of badly about that, that she had one. On the way home, another one of her daughters said to her husband, "I want to stop at this antique shop. I just feel like I should stop at this antique shop." And so she goes in there, and guess what she found? She found that book.
Uncle Doug's cookbook.
And then was able to mail that up to her sister.
Yay!
And then the other thing, this is a little weird, and you can think it over for the next week and see what you can make of it. I am now taking lessons from Sally Seago, who is a wonderful oil painter, and she's like who's who, an American artist kind of thing. And 20 years ago, I was taking lessons from her with my granddaughter. And at that time, I was painting like what I call out of my head. In other words, it's not looking at something or somebody or a picture. It's just, you just kind of start painting and see what happens on your canvas. So we'll just call that an altered state. So I'm doing that, and what comes on this canvas is a cockatoo, which I had never seen one before, and this woman sitting next to the cockatoo, and she looked kind of familiar, but I couldn't think who she was. And when I finished that picture, I thought, where did that come from? And I didn't think any more about it. Well, 20 years later, now Sally, who the painting teacher, who went to Cambria and had a gallery called Seago Gallery on the coast, and you've probably been in it if you've been to Cambria. She has now moved back to Fresno, and so I'm taking lessons from her again. And it dawned on me where that painting came from. That woman is my daughter. I know. And I didn't recognize her. And the cockatoo, she has a cockatoo now. I didn't recognize her because when I painted it, the painting is her 20 years from then. It's the way she looks now. It's not the way she looked then.
Wow.
I know, isn't that amazing? And so what I get from that is there is no barrier between events in time when you're in an altered state of consciousness, because there is no time.
Right.
So you could paint something that's going to happen 20 years from now because of that. And a validation of that is, you all know Judy DeRosa, who's a wonderful artist up here. And I told her this story, and she said, oh, I've had one of those. And she said that she had been painting one day, and you know how she paints faces in the sky?
Mm-hmm.
She's painting faces in the sky, and that day there was a new gardener on the property. And she had never seen him before. And after a while she did go out and meet him, and she said, come on in. And she had painted his face, and she had never seen him before. So I don't know what practical use we're going to make out of that information. There it is.
Wow.